Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy, some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, you are now in the game. To my right, to my left, he is
Short Fuse, a.k.a. The Ghost.
And I'm Dog in the house. This mic thing still working.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. We gotta figure that out because it's like somebody loosen something up.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to Best Kept Secrets Entertainment. We're broadcasting live from the BKS1 studios here in beautiful Central Jersey. As always, you can watch and listen to us on YouTube, BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube. That's the YouTube channel, Facebook Live and Periscope. You can also listen to BKS1 Radio on the TuneIn Radio app, so you can catch all the shows that way. You can also, obviously, the flagship, the motherlode, WBKS1.com. You can check us out that. And like I said, as usual, so much fun stuff going on. Callers, you can call in. The call-in number 646-233-1302. And you can join us in a live chat room on BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube and Facebook Live. You can tweet me at ODogBKS, and you can tweet Ghost at...
I think it's Ghost BKS. I think
it's still Ghost BKS.
All right.
And
I forget. I don't even know when.
Today is National Hair Day, Ghost. You can see I really fixed up my hair.
Oh,
yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's also been looking good for years now.
Huh?
Hair's been looking good for years.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I have been shaving my head longer than I actually had hair.
Wow.
Yeah. I only had hair for 22 years.
And you decided to shave it off at 22 and just kept it.
And kept going. This was before it was popular. When I first did it, my father said, "You look like a criminal." Think about that from your father, right? And then I said, "But Pop, Michael Jordan's bald." Yeah. He said, "You ain't Michael Jordan."
Yo, I love fathers, man. They are just cold,
cold-blooded, man.
Shooters.
I am not gonna be like that with my son.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
You will be.
I'm gonna try not to be.
Now, everybody said that. I'm not gonna be like that. And you gonna end up being just like your dad.
I hope not. God help me. I'm trying to be more loving and caring and emotional with my sons.
You look like a criminal.
That's what he said. I was like, well, Pop, thanks for that little tip. My grandmother, it was her 40th wedding anniversary. They were redoing their vows. It was their 40th wedding anniversary, and they were renewing their vows, my grandparents. And my grandmother said, "Don't you show up down here, boy, with no hair." It was the weekend that I shaved it. She told me not. I said, "Grandma, there's nothing I can do. I don't have time to grow it back." She said, "You better have hair on your head, boy." This is not going well, bruh.
What am I supposed to do, Grandma? Go to get a wig?
Listen, she did not care. But, like I said, it's been a long time. Everybody's used to it now. And now you see white guys with bald heads.
Yeah, everybody.
Now it's just like,
it's in.
But Monty Jones calls it "come on home." When your hairline, mine is by choice now. By force. Before it was by choice because I used to have a hairline up here. Now my joints are back here.
Oh yeah, so you might as well just cut it.
So I gotta keep with it. Yeah. I can't go back now.
I'm getting to that point. It's getting a little thin, but I just keep it cut real short. So you can't tell the little light spots.
And you know what the ironic part of that story about my father is?
He got bald head.
Guess who shaved his head now?
Oh, because it's different. But he don't look like a criminal
because he's him. Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, it's also National Homemade Cookies Day.
Welcome, Jewel C.
Fire Pup Day. So National Fire Pup Day is October 1st. Recognize the canine firefighters that have been long members of fire departments around the country. And goes, this one I saved for last just for you. It's National Black Dog Day.
Well, I like Rottweilers.
National Black Dog Day on October 1st encourages the adoption of a dog in the darker shade. Black dogs are less likely to be adopted for no other reason than their coloring.
What?
That's what it says. Regardless of behavior, size, breeding, personality, or age, the phenomenon persists. People don't even like black dogs. Goes.
Well, I
Isn't
mean,
that crazy?
I can understand black cats because black cats are. I wouldn't adopt a black cat.
Yeah,
'cause
but
they
you
say
gotta have
it's
a
bad
black
luck.
dog day to get people to adopt more black dogs. How much
Yeah, that's-
racism is in this damn country?
Yeah, that's weird. But see, maybe they say it's bad luck like a black cat. Maybe
Black Labradors are beautiful dogs.
Yeah.
Rottweilers are beautiful
Well,
dogs.
yeah, because they're not all black either, though. So
They got a little brown in them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, wow, man, how deep does this racism thing go?
yeah, it's crazy.
When people don't want to adopt more black dogs. All right, and let's move
What's
on.
up, Matthew Barajas?
Oh, what's up,
What's
Matt?
up, bro?
Shout out to Matt. Today in sports goes. In 1919, the Black Sox baseball scandal, World
You can't
Series
move that mic
begins.
as much today.
Yeah, no. In 1922, Babe Ruth's legendary call, sledged by the Cubs. I don't have my usual size because I'm on a small screen. That's when they said he famously called out the home run, said he was going to hit it. Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah,
1922.
Allegedly, he did actually point that way, right?
That's what they have something on ESPN. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he did. I'm gonna say he was a Yankee. He did it.
I think he's probably like, look over there, yo.
No, he called the home run. So
He
that's
did?
he's a Yankee. Come
All
on.
right.
Speaking
Go
of
with
home
that.
runs, I'm pissed off at every who did the Mets just finish playing? Atlanta?
I don't know, Ghost. I don't watch National League
I
Baseball.
think it was Atlanta. They should have intentionally walked Alfonso every single at bat
Why?
for that host, so he wouldn't have broke Judge's record.
See, that's messed up, Ghost.
Hey, look, if I'm the
If
manager,
if the man can perform, why don't you give him a chance to perform?
he ain't, nope. If I'm the manager, I'm like, look, walk him and hit him. And if you don't walk him, you coming out the game. Put
That's
it that
messed
way.
up.
Walk him and hit him.
That's messed up. Shout out Jules C. What up? So you'd rather hit the man?
I would have bowled the ball up there
That's messed up.
4 times.
Just walk him.
Go to
huh?
first. You ain't breaking the
You
record.
messed up. You just want it because it's judges. record.
Exactly. You ain't breaking the record.
All right. Let me see. Also in baseball, in what was it? 1961, Roger Maris becomes the Major League all-time home run leader when he passes Babe Ruth's mark with 61 off Boston rookie Tracy Stallard. Nobody's ever heard of him. Have you heard of Tracy
No.
Stallard? The man who gave up his 61st home run. Brazilian soccer. Jeez, I can't. Hold on. Let me move the damn computer and be smart about that so I can see. Brazilian soccer great Pele plays his final game for the New York Cosmos. Do you remember the Cosmos?
Yes.
In front of 75,000 people at Giant Stadium.
Wow.
He had 1,281 goals in 1,300 games. Dude was nasty.
Wow.
Yeah. 1,281 goals in 1,300
Greatest
games.
soccer player of all time?
In my opinion, yes. And they said Pele, not Pele. Pele. Anyway, in 89, Kirby Puckett won the batting title against Carney Lansford, 339 to 336. Tony Gwynn goes 3 for 4 to beat Will Clark, 336 to 333. That's when batting averages mattered.
Yeah.
Now nobody cares. It's just hit a home run or strike out.
We got to talk about this. Who's the best player in Major League Baseball at this moment?
All right. And in 1995, the Colorado Rockies and the New York Yankees become the first wild card teams in the new Major League Baseball playoff system. Speaking of wild card baseball tonight.
Yes. We
All
have,
right.
what was it? The Nationals versus the Brewers.
Nationals versus the Brewers. And Ghost, in 2017, you're going to love this one because you're a contrarian.
And right now, the Brewers are up 3-1.
Yep.
Top of the 4th.
Yeah, he got 3 quick runs off of Scherzer.
Man.
It's a short staff. Everybody's on deck, right, Ghost? You go to what's the dude? Strasburg. That's what I'm thinking about.
It depends.
No? Listen, this is one game. Winner take all, man.
It depends on how he's pitching and how he's looking.
All right. And in 2017, Ghost, former NFL star, broadcaster, and actor O.J. Simpson was released from Nevada's Lovelock prison after 10 years of detention for armed robbery and kidnapping. How do you feel about that, Ghost?
He's an idiot. he just...
Hold on, I got something for you. OJ is crazy, man. I think he's certifiably crazy. Or either that, or he just
My
don't
thing
give a
about
crap.
that whole case,
Right.
the whole thing.
Right. Talk to me.
Let's just say you beat a murder rap.
Right.
A wise man would just go find a corner somewhere and just sit down and be quiet.
And mind your business, never be seen again.
Yeah, don't care about the stuff that they supposedly took from you, whatever. You don't go to the guy's hotel room with people with guns and then try to get the money. Like, just sit back and be quiet, man. Just live the rest of your life. You got lucky enough, and you won the case. Just ride off. It's like disappear
and go live your life quietly.
Twitter.
Bro.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. I knew you were gonna love this, Ghost. You didn't know OJ had a Twitter account?
I knew he had Twitter. I knew he had Twitter the first day, and I was like, "Oh goodness, this is gonna be good."
Yeah,
'cause he just gonna say whatever.
He just don't give a. I mean, but then the other side of that, Ghost, is all right. If you're OJ Simpson, right, and you allegedly beat a murder rap, according to some people.
No, he did beat a murder rap.
I mean, I guess that depends
on
the
the murder case. He got found. He
was acquitted.
Yes,
but you're saying he beat
the case.
He didn't beat the case. You could say he was found innocent.
No, he beat the case.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I'm not gonna semantics. But anyway, here's OJ. Here was OJ's first tweet when he started tweeting. Hold on, let me see. You got it?
Yeah, your volume's up.
I don't know what's going on. Hold on, maybe I messed up. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Is it plugged in? We in? All right.
What is it?
Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there.
Oh,
This
boy.
monk is crazy. Hold on.
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly. Now, coming soon to Twitter, you'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32, is the only official one. So this should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do. So God bless. Take care.
I got a little getting even to do. Like,
is that not crazy?
Yeah, he's to the point where now he's like, whatever.
He's like, yo, just like, yo, I'm living. I don't give a damn about nobody. I'm doing me.
Technology is a wonderful thing, but not everybody needs access to everything.
And you know what he talks about? He has some pretty funny tweets. And dude, you know, he's out there playing golf.
He's chilling.
He's chilling. Did 10 years hard time and is chilling on a golf cart like F y'all. I have think this Twitter account is like a sort of a joke to say, you know what? You think you got me? You ain't got me. I'm still out here living my life, golfing and chilling. What? I think this is a big F you to the people that don't, that think he should be in jail.
Yeah, and plus,
I just find it hilarious.
Yeah.
I just find it absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, when he first came out, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Because he is just going to be unfiltered. He's like, you give somebody just access to millions of people unfiltered?
Absolutely. It's insane. Anyway, all right, Ghost, you got the wild card. You said it's 3-1, right? Who you got in that game? I mean, right now it's 3-1. You think the Nats can come back?
Yeah, I think the Nats can come back.
I
don't see how far Milwaukee's going to go. Even if they get past this game, I don't see how far they're going to go without Yelich, because that was their best
Christian
player.
Yelich?
Yeah. But, I mean, you've seen stranger things happen.
But listen, they've won, 12 out of their last 13 games so far without Yelich?
Yeah,
so as much as value as he had.
I mean, but when you start going up against, like, the Braves, you're going to be playing the Braves, because the Dodgers are going to be playing the Cardinals, I believe.
Now, we talked about...
they're going to play the Dodgers.
They're going to play the Dodgers.
They're not beating the Dodgers.
We talked about this. How do you feel about the wild card, generally speaking? Do you think it's a good thing? It's been, 20-plus years it's been around?
I think it's good. It gives two extra teams. It gives a bunch of extra teams more to play for at the end, going towards the end of the year.
Yeah. It saves the year for baseball, because it was almost a 3-way tie yesterday, or 2 days ago, I should say. So that was interesting. That keeps the interest in the game, which I like. I really enjoyed the fact that going down the wire, everybody had something to play for. Shout out to Drunk Falcon.
Oh, man.
What's good, fellas? What's up?
I'm never picking Atlanta to do anything.
Oh, my gosh. Don't get me started. No, we're going to get to Atlanta. Mike, that team is horrible.
But
Ghost, what is it? There's so many. First of all, you want to start with football? What do you want to do?
Let's start with the first with baseball. I want to talk about who the best player in baseball is.
Okay. Talk to me about who you think the best player in baseball.
I think the best player in baseball is Corey Bellinger.
Better than Mike Trout?
Yes.
You get a lot of argument.
You get a lot of argument, but I think Trout was just getting there off his name. You look at Bellinger's numbers.
Yeah.
Bellinger's numbers are very good, and he actually has a better numbers this year. And he was for the past couple of years, his numbers have been up there.
Why do you think that Cody Bellinger doesn't get the recognition of a Mike Trout?
Name, plays with the Dodgers. He has a great team around him, so it's like
305, 47 home runs, 115 RBIs, 121 runs. Let's see, Mike Trout. All right, here we go, Mike Trout. What is Mike Trout doing?
Mike Trout's 291.
45 homers, 104. So, I mean, they're pretty close. But, yeah, I mean, you got to give the nod to Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger, too, he comes up big.
Now, this year, he hasn't been in the league, I guess, doing it as long as Mike Trout.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's up there, and he deserves to be in that. Because it's going to be an argument either way.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really – you're splitting hairs, basically. So, you can't go wrong either way. I just think he needs to be in that argument as being one of the best players in baseball at this moment.
Well, let me tell you something.
People always think it's just hands down
Mike Trout,
right.
And
then it's
everybody
else.
Right. Well, let me tell you this.
And also, how do you feel about MVP coming from a losing team?
Who's the MVP?
You know who they going to get MVP to.
Who?
Mike Trout.
I mean,
no. I'm going to say it like this. The MVP should not come from a losing team. Because if you took him off the team, what's going to happen? They're still going to lose.
They'd still be losing.
So why shouldn't somebody like say, and it sounds like a homer, but it's not. It's not.
Like, you're not going to get an argument from me about being a homer.
Like DJ LeMahieu.
Right.
When the Yankees have lost all their stars, he's been steady.
Right.
Hit over 300, leadoff position, drove in over 100 runs, had over 20 home runs. He's not going to win because they're going to say Mike Trout's best. See, it should be a most valuable player, and then it should be a best player, outstanding player, however you want to put it.
Right.
Because the best player in baseball don't have to come from the winning team. But in my opinion, the most valuable player should come from the winning team because he helped his team win.
Yeah, but in baseball, you could also twist that the other way.
I think that's in any sport.
But you could twist that the other way and say, baseball, you win and lose as a team. So if to go on the other side of your argument.
But he's not valuable.
But hold on. That's my point. You said if you took Mike Trout off of the losing team, they'd still lose, right? Mm-hmm. If you take a guy, say, like DJ LeMahieu off the Yankees, which he was injured for a little while, right?
A week.
Okay, well, that's not a significant time. But would the Yankees have continued to win without LeMahieu?
No.
You don't think so?
Not with all those injuries, and he basically carried the team from the beginning. They struggled before he got put in the number one position. The batted leadoff.
I don't know, Ghost. I think good teams find a way to win. If let's say you have a good pitching staff, and where does that fall into it?
The MVP has to come from a winning team.
But when you look at a team, let's go back to the 90s when you had Smoltz, Glavine, what was the other guy? Maddox. Mm-hmm. If you have a guy hitting 40 home runs, I mean, is that really going to matter? Because you have a top line rotation. Smoltz, Glavine, and Madden were smoking people down. So,
but one of those could have been the MVP.
A pitcher? They don't give pitchers MVPs. They give them Cy Young awards. When's the last MVP pitcher?
Let's see. But why couldn't they be MVP?
They could, but they just generally don't do it because they feel like
they could be, right?
Right. But it's not. I mean, when's the last pitcher? Tell me the last pitcher to win an MVP. I'd be shocked if it's in the last 20 years. I mean, maybe like Roy Halladay or something. I don't know because I can't even think of one. I'm trying to think of a guy who would have won the MVP.
Verlander also became the first starting pitcher to win the award since Roger Clemens accomplished his feat in 1986.
So from 86 till now, what is that, 20, 30 plus years? There's only been two?
And Kershaw in 2014.
Okay, so it happens, but it's rare.
Yeah, so you've had, in the history of baseball, you mean?
Yeah, how many all total?
10 of them.
10 of them.
Yes.
So it's not something they generally do. Rollie Fingers?
Yep.
Wow.
Don Newcomb, great pitcher in the old days. Roger Clemens.
Mm-hmm.
Denny McClain. Wow, he was good for Detroit. I mean, I used him in my
Denny
video
McClain,
in my video game. Willie Hernandez.
Uh-huh.
Dennis Eckersley.
Okay.
Justin Verlander.
Okay.
Clayton Kershaw. Sandy Koufax. And Bob Gibson.
Yeah, I got to tell you, when I volunteered for the All-Star game, I talked to this guy who was a bullpen catcher for the Dodgers and the Mets, and he caught Sandy Koufax, and he said Sandy Koufax could throw the ball any which way he wanted to. And he said, "Man,
Sandy Koufax is good."
Yeah, he said it was he said it was an honor to catch Sandy Koufax. He's like, I knew I was in like catching someone great. And it was just interesting to hear him talk about Koufax, who I obviously never saw play because he was before my time. So 10 pitchers.
Yes.
10 pitchers. Oh, hold on, let me log into this account.
I just think you should have. It should be 2 different awards.
So who would you give? All right, so the most valuable player would have to be the best player from the best team.
Yes.
And the most outstanding player
could
would
be anywhere.
So you would say Mike Trout.
He could be.
What happens if they're the same?
Then they're the same.
But then then what's the point of having the damn awards?
Like
why
giving somebody else a chance, but it might not be.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Because I think if you're going to do it that way, you have to give it to one. You can't be the same person to me. Because then what's the point? You can just leave it. You just have one or the other.
No. Because it doesn't mean that person is the most outstanding player. He like this year.
But then aren't we just piling up awards for people?
So?
I mean, it's like, what's the point?
Because it just doesn't seem right that a losing team can give you the most valuable player because he's not valuable. Who's he valuable to?
He's valuable to them.
He's not valuable to anybody.
You can't say that, Ghost.
He didn't win.
Yeah, but
whether he played or didn't play, they're still losers.
Yeah, but there's so much more that goes into winning a baseball game.
You're not valuable.
You got to have good pitching.
He
can go out and hit 47 home runs.
You're still not valuable.
He's valuable offensively speaking, but if the pitching gives up,
it's not going to work out like that.
If the defense fails,
not going to work out like that.
Why not?
The whole year it's not going to work out like that. It's not.
Then why doesn't the best team always have the most valuable player?
Well, it should.
If that player is so integral to helping them win,
they should.
But you can go out and find. I couldn't tell you one name. Who are the playoff teams?
Yankees, Astros.
Okay.
Twins.
Okay. I couldn't tell you. I can name one player on the Twins.
Yeah, you could.
Who? I can't name anybody on the Twins.
What's
I
his
don't
name?
know anybody on the damn Twins.
Nelson Cruz.
Who? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Nelson Cruz, the DJ, the designated hitter
from Texas.
Used to be on Texas. Now he's on Minnesota, hitting like 30 some home runs.
Top of the fifth, 3-1 Brewers over Nationals. In the WNBA, it's third period, 71-67. The Connecticut Sun over the Washington Mystics right now. Not Connecticut Suns, the Connecticut Sun. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Like, I'm not that in-depth in baseball right now. You know what I mean? I'm just like, all right, I know the Yankees. I watch the Dodgers a lot. But teams like...
but you also don't vote, so you don't need to know.
You got the Astros with 107 wins, Yankees with 103, Twins 101. The Twins are a 101 win team, and I couldn't name one damn person.
And they hit like 305 home runs as a team, I believe.
That's
like
crazy.
Number 2.
The Oakland A's and the Tampa Bay Rays. I didn't even know the Rays made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're the second wild card, the A's and the Rays. The Dodgers, Braves, Washington Nationals, St. Louis Cardinals, Milwaukee Bucks. And the Bucks are playing. Milwaukee Brewers. I'm sorry.
They had one more home run than the Yankees this year. They had 307. The Yankees had 306.
Who's that? The Twins?
Yes.
Good Lord. The only game I watched of the Twins was when I happened to be up late one night, and it was like some ridiculous game where the Yankees came back and the Twins came back and the Yankees came back.
That was the Hicks dive and catch.
Yes, the Hicks dive and catch.
Yeah.
And I still can't name one Twins player. I watched that game from the seventh inning on.
They have a very good all-around team.
I honestly didn't know they were that good.
They play defense well. They can hit, and they have a couple of good pitchers.
You think they're gonna make any noise? 100-win team.
I mean, they don't normally beat the Yankees in the playoffs. No. If they had home field advantage, maybe they can win a couple. But it's
all right. Who you got coming out of the West? Dodgers all the way or Braves?
Dodgers.
Who do you got? Let's do it this way. Who do you have in the National League final?
Dodgers and I'm gonna say the Braves.
Okay. Who do you have in the American League? Astros, Yankees again?
Yeah.
All right. Who do you have winning it?
You can ask me a question. I'm not picking against the Yankees.
Who do you got coming out of the West? National League.
Dodgers.
I said the West. I forget. I'm thinking football. So you got the Dodgers. So old school Dodgers, Yankees.
Yes.
I'd like that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I think
that'd be a good matchup.
I think it'll be a real good matchup. The Yankees have been shocked me all year. I did not see them winning 103 games. They've played through adversity. You just lost Jermaine. He's gone for the year. They said he won't be back. The pitching staff, I mean, they just won ball games.
The offense, and they had people just step up and hit. And when people got hurt, people stepped up and played.
Yeah. Everybody's next man up.
You missed all-stars all year.
Yeah.
Like, not just part of the year. They came back, got hurt, went out again. Like, the whole year, they lost somebody who was an all-star caliber player. And then they just kept going. And Brett Gardner, he's like, who do I compare Brett Gardner to? And then they just kept going. And I compare Brett Gardner because he's like, when you think he's done, he don't need to play every day. And they need to start limiting his at-bats. They need to, like, start
in and does something great.
Some more time. And all of a sudden, he's in a little slump. And all of a sudden, he starts hitting home runs. And he always plays solid defense. He plays right, plays left field, plays center field. He just does the little things right. And you're like, well, damn, should they? Man, I think they should bring him back next year.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, like we got to start moving these young players in. But he's forcing a decision.
He finds a way to stay relevant and stay around.
Yeah, he's forcing a decision, and he's had a great year.
Well, let me ask you this before we take a break: is Brett Gardner a player of? I mean, does he matter in today's Major League Baseball? Because his forte was getting on base and being disruptive.
Well, he don't hardly steal anymore because the Yankees don't steal.
Right, but that's what I mean. So does he add value to the Yankee team now, given that he's not a power hitter?
But he has 26 home runs.
Well, that's pretty good. That's more than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
I'd have said 18 max.
But even for him, 18, and you figure he was supposed to be your fourth outfielder,
but
he stepped up and played every day. Like, if you remember, this is like he's been with the Yankees since what, 2008?
Is there no better player that we can get younger?
I mean, of course.
That's my question.
I mean, of course, there's probably younger players who are going to be a little better, but you got to figure out whether they can handle New York.
That's always a question.
Do they have a good are they going to be as well defensively at every position? Like, he's good in center field, he's good in left field.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the game the right way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a team captain. So are they more talented players? Yeah, probably. But he's proven he can do it.
Yes, he has.
Like, I don't
he's the longest tenured Yankee, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Right now, yes.
That's interesting.
But you also talking to somebody who wanted Jeter moved off
his
last couple of years.
I just don't know if Brett Gardner still has value in today's Major League Baseball. I'm just wondering because, again, like you said, the Yankees don't steal. So 26 homers, can you expect that from him next year?
What if he gives you 20?
As a fourth outfielder, I guess, but is there no younger player like a Gleyber Torres that we can bring up and start moving to the future?
No.
If you don't have that younger player, you stick with Gardner.
Clint Frazier you want to put in.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really. Clint Frazier, you can actually move for some pitching, which you're probably going to end up needing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I mean,
so I think Brett Gardner, for his purpose, yes, he has value because he brings good leadership. He can play multiple outfield positions. Mm-hmm. He's not going to command a huge salary,
right?
And just because he don't steal, but that's what you do as a team,
right?
Like, even when you runs like when Tyler Wade gets on base, you might have him steal, but as a team, they don't hit and run, which I think he'd still be good hitting and running, which they don't do. It's like they are so based on being a power team.
Yes.
They go station to station. So I think the coaches don't put that on. Like, I don't know if he has the green light to go whenever he wants.
And that's what I mean. I mean, baseball used to be about, like you said, hitting and running. Now it's just get up and swing the bat as hard as you can, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. It's 9:30 Tuesday night in the game. We'll be right back after a short break.
Yeah, every day that's you and me. All day that's us, boo. Came through with that new thing. See, I don't know why I trust you. Crazy now, I'm just too on. Maybe now I'm just too gone. Maybe now I'm just looking for that same vibe that you on. Cause I'm out here with my boys, going crazy in this bitch. Overseas, getting Benz, no Mercedes in this bitch. We made the album 9 months. Had a baby in this bitch. I'm with your babe on the run, like I'm Jay-Z in this bitch. I don't smoke a lot, but I get green. But ball out, no SBs. I caught you out, you got serving that beat stop, no step team. I came through and that's real shit. No, Novocaine, but I feel this. Feeling kid when I feel banks. I still be spitting that Will Smith. I shut it down, we do that. Hell yeah, we knew that. Yo, girl, give me them crazy eyes. Orange is that new black. Black code out, so I'm think about it. Trust me out, so I drink about it. They talk a lot, but it's all good, so it's too real. Don't think about it.
She took me out of my place, but I stay in my zone. Look me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it. She took me out of my place, but I stay in my zone. Look me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it. Came up as a church boy with my dukes on weekends. Waking up at like 6, man, you don't get paid if you sleep in. Man, you don't know where I come from. You don't know what I've been through. Realize I don't say shit about all the bread that I sent you. You getting mad, I'm sitting back, I'm fucked up, I'm getting trash. Gotta go watch 2 gold chains and a gold grill like Trinidad. Trick, I'm the man. Act like you know me. Popping off like a semi. Man, I rap like it's loaded. I mean my crew hot, your crew not. We too sick, no flu shot. On this side, it's all big. Man, I ain't dissing on Tupac, just East Coast, all East Coast. These young bloods don't know better. Most of y'all got no chill. They'll get it poppin' in snow weather. Some kids just need love. They'll put in work for like no cheddar. Looking up to them dope boys. They got bands like Coachella. Yeah, just remember, I might have your girl for dinner. I'm the man year round, January to December. She take me out of my place, but I stay in my zone. Look me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it. She took me out of my place, but I stay in my zone. Look me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it. She take me out of my place, but I stay in my zone. Look me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it. She take me out of my place, but I stay in my zone. Look me right in my face. She can see through my soul. I said, don't think about it. I said, don't think about it.
Your reflection in my wine glass. That's when I look away. Can't stand and think about losing your fine ass. How the fuck I let you slip away? Life for the party, but I'm dead inside. Kill my vibes, it was genocide. Hard to act like I've been alive. I'm trying to find where I identify. 1 time for the girl that got away. 2 times for the bub I'm about to spray. 3 times for the power that I pray to. Are you up there? Can you hear me? I know I fucked up. It's clear, see. I'm 22, but I don't act like it clearly. And all this shit is a mirage. I'm just rapping for a cause. The life, the fame, the life's the game. We break the laws, don't like to change. Wanna win you back, but I hate to lose. I know that you're the one, but it's hard to choose.
All right, welcome back. WBKS1.com, BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube. That's the letter BKS, the number 1 radio on YouTube. Check us out on all the various platforms. Tune in radio. I am O-Dog. To my left, he is
Short Fuse, the kid Ghost.
The Ghost is in the building. We're going to talk some football. Let's do it. Let's get right down to it. Hold on. Let me get the music. Oh, Ghost. The NFL never disappoints. What's going on in this league? I don't understand it. The Cowboys are 3-0. The Tampa Bay Bucks go and whoop the Rams like they stole something. I mean, what is going on in this league? The people, Giant fans, think they resurging. They think they're coming back. Like, what's wrong with these people? We coming at you, Giant fans. Danny Dimes. Guy threw 2 interceptions, should have had 3. Josh Norman could catch. But if you can catch, you'd be a wide receiver, right?
That was a hard interception, though, because he had to jump over the wide receiver, basically.
He should have caught the ball.
I mean, yeah, hit his hands.
He should have caught
He could have caught
Hit
it,
him
but
right
it was,
in the hands.
It was a tough play.
Ghost, what's going on in the NFL?
We can start with the Cowboy game.
Let's start with the Cowboys game. The Cowboys look pathetic. They look atrocious. 12-10. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you.
Did they look atrocious?
They didn't look good.
It was a mirror image of last year's game. They
Tell me
played them the same way they played last year. Like they didn't want to get into a shootout.
Right.
So they wanted to run the ball, play tough defense. The difference between last year's game and this year's game? They had more interceptions. They had more turnovers than the Saints did. And last year, the Saints had more turnovers than the Cowboys did. That's why they won 13-10, and that's why they lost this year 12-10.
But you can't deny.
And the first drive where Dak missed Cobb
for the touchdown
in the end zone, that was huge.
Yes.
The Witten fumble when he was on the other
Another
side
huge play.
Which, and then the so-called Zeke fumble, which his elbow was down. Was another one that killed the drive. And then he had some penalties. So they had chances to win the game. They shot themselves in the foot. Witten fumbles what? So he had 7 fumbles in 16 years, so it was like a once every 2-year thing. So that was kind of shocking.
They couldn't run the ball, Ghost.
No, they reverted back to what they were last year.
Yeah. They couldn't do
on that
anything
one play.
with
They ran most of the time on first down. But it's growing pains.
It's
You're
definitely
gonna have ups and downs. I mean, so he's a new signal caller. They said that the Saints defensive line did some different stunts and things that they didn't do before. So
well, they loaded the box to stop the run,
but even the defensive linemen were getting off their blocks. So they did things where they, I guess, confused the line. But hey, it happens. You expect the Cowboys to go undefeated? No, nobody expects to go undefeated. And like you said, if you look at it in quarters, if they go 3-1 every quarter, if a team goes 3-1 every quarter, that's 12-4.
You're happy.
So they're 3-1. They're still in first place. Now we get to see how they bounce back this week. Because every team, unless you're the Patriots, every team's gonna go through some kind of adversity.
The Vikings go into Chicago and lose.
That wasn't shocking.
What are the
Bears'
Vikings?
defense is just.
What are the Vikings? What kind of team do you have there?
They are what they are. I mean, they're going to beat certain teams because their defense is good, but the Bears' defense is just dominant. They're ridiculous. They get turnovers. Khalil Mack is like this generation's coming of Lawrence Taylor.
Seriously.
I don't think anybody in the world can block him.
Seriously.
But they lost their quarterback, Trubisky. I believe hurt his shoulder. Chase Daniels came in, didn't do too bad. But the Bears are only going to go as far as the defense takes them because their offense is not going to be. It's not great.
Well, not with Trubisky. Trubisky looks horrible.
With either or. The offense is just not. They have nobody. They really have no receiver that's going to threaten you. Your running back, you have a rookie running back, Singletary. You got rid of Howard, which I just really don't understand why you got rid of Jordan Howard because he was pretty good his years there. I just don't think their offense can consistently with the cast they have can consistently put up big enough points to say compete with like the Saints or with the Rams or with some of the other teams that can score on a more consistent basis. Because if they go up against a team that has a good just as good as defense, then you start getting into my offense might not score.
Oh yeah, then you got a problem.
And then you're playing the Packers. Packers going to get at least a couple of points, a touchdown here, a field goal here.
Although the Packers, I mean, what was it? I think the over-under for him throwing touchdown passes against the Bears was 1.
Who, Rodgers?
Rodgers, yeah.
But they still won.
Well, they win. But I'm saying in terms of them scoring, they didn't score.
Yeah, but they don't have to score that. But that's what I'm saying. They don't. No matter who they go up against, even if they don't score that much, they score 10 points, which is holding the Packers down. If Packers defense, say holds the Bears offense to 6 points.
All right, the Bengals, Sunday Night Football, Bengals get...
That wasn't Sunday night.
Oh, Monday night, I'm sorry. They get walloped by the Steelers.
Not shocking.
Not shocking at all. Jaguars take down the Broncos 26-24. Seahawks beating up on the winless Cardinals 27-10. This is the shocker of the week. The Rams 55-40.
That, 55.
55.
I was shocked when they put up 55.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous. That's
Jameis Winston, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 120 quarterback rating against the Rams defense with, all their pass rush and all their this and all their that. Todd Gurley had 16 yards rushing. The team combined for a total of 28 yards rushing.
I think teams may have caught up to what the Rams do.
You think?
And the defense is just maybe they're not as good. Maybe they're getting exposed to a certain point. Like they don't have a Ndamukong Suh in the middle no more. Maybe Aaron Donald's getting blocked, double teamed a little more, and the other people aren't beating their blocks.
That's a good point.
The linebackers have never really been like. I think when you looked at their levels of defense, like last year, the Rams' strong suit was their defensive line, their cornerbacks, and their safeties were okay. Their weakest part of their defense was always, I believe, their linebackers.
Chris Godwin had 172 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns.
I saw a question today that says, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans the best wide receivers in football, or the best wide receiver duo in football right now?
The best wide receiver duo. I'm thinking of who.
I'm going exactly no.
Who plays on the other side of Hopkins? Who'd they pick up?
Oh, Kenny Stills, and then they have Fuller.
Will Fuller. I haven't seen too much of him this year.
No, because I think both of them are better than them. But if I'm just going to talk about talent-wise, and if you could put, like, say you would, I'd like Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen.
That's a good duo.
Adam Thielen runs they both run great routes.
Yeah.
I just think they got like Kirk Cousins throwing on the ball, which is not the greatest. But
not
as far
the greatest.
as
He's not even close to not the greatest.
But,
he gotta get 2 steps up before he gets to.
I like Thielen.
Not the greatest.
And I like Stephon Diggs. I think I personally think they're still the best duo in them.
Oh, Ghost, we got to go back to that Bengals game because there was something significant that happened in the Bengals game. And folks, if you haven't seen it, we're gonna run the clip for you, show you Vontaze Burfict. Yeah, the Bengals game. Vontaze Burfict.
Vontaze Burfict don't play for Bengals.
Who's he play for? The Raiders. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking. You know, I'm thinking about the hit that he had when he was with the Bengals. Mm-hmm. So Vontaze Burfict hits Jack Doyle while Jack Doyle is, I guess, getting up or trying to advance the football. What are your thoughts on that? Was he trying to continue to play?
I gotta look at it because I don't know whether his knee was completely down.
Yeah, but he wasn't touched.
No, he wasn't touched. But if your knee goes down, that's not. You're right. That's not. You can get up.
Right. So he in my mind,
he was getting up trying to run.
He was getting up trying to run. And so when you're getting up trying to run, the goal of the defense is to stop you. Now, you can argue with it was helmet-to-helmet contact, but to suspend Vontaze Burfict for the rest of the year is just outrageous to me.
Yeah, I think that's
overkill, and I think it's way too much. I don't think it's fair. And I know Vontaze Burfict has had his history, but let's go back to the Antonio Brown, show the people a little bit of the history of Vontaze Burfict.
Roethlisberger from the pocket, middle of the field, incomplete. Personal foul, a flag does come in. Went to the head. Lewis Harris is going to be flagged for this on the hit on Antonio Brown, and it's going to put the Steelers in field goal range. Burfict was in there too.
Burfict is coming across the field. I saw it. I thought it was him.
Yeah, I know that they both were in on the coverages at 55 or 37.
Personal foul, defense number 55. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Burfict in the end.
Definitely took the shot to the head. You could see it live. Marvin Lewis, before this drive started, was talking on the sideline. The whole time it seemed like to Vontaze Burfict, and yes.
Oh, my goodness. Brown is still down.
It's a peeled back block, and that's going to be a fine, and that's going to be. That's ridiculous. You know, you spend a lot of time on education.
Now, real quick, just play the Sunday game with the Raiders and the Colts.
Little game rewind in this one. Vontez Burfict tossed out of the game. You see, Jack Doyle, the tight end, had made a catch. He was down on the ground, and Burfict leads with his helmet and makes helmet-to-helmet contact. So the guy with a checkered past for sure. Yep, this is the fans' goodbye in Indianapolis. He is gone for the rest of this game for the Raiders.
Helped his situation or made it worse or had no effect?
I don't think it had any effect.
You don't think so? That
No.
he's giving the NFL a big
I
finger also?
I can see being you leverage your helmet, you can get suspended for
Right.
a game and fined. Game or two were fine.
I didn't think that hit was as bad as Juju Smith-Schuster.
No,
hit.
Juju Smith-Schuster was bad.
I mean, he
because
blindsided
they
the
technically
dude.
they outlawed that hit.
Right. He was a defensive player,
Yes.
if you will.
What's the name ended somebody's career? Jeff Heath ended the wide receiver's career for the Seattle Seahawks on a punt. I think it was punt coverage. He peeled back and just leveled him, and then he had to take it off on the stretcher. And I don't think he played again.
You know, some people have speculated, and I don't know this to be true, obviously. This is just pure speculation. But some people say that hit may have jarred something. I've heard people on the radio talk about how that hit from Burfict may have jarred something in Antonio Brown's head that subsequently led to his erratic behavior.
Yeah, it could have been a multiple hit from over his lifetime of playing football.
Indeed. Indeed.
But I don't know. Even the hit against Antonio Brown, it seemed like Antonio Brown was jumping. He came down. The guy was like almost on his back. And he leaned down as he was coming off the ground. It was just a bad timing. It was a bad place because it looked like Burfict turned his shoulder and the shoulder hit him in the head just for how the angle of the body was. If it was anybody else, I don't think people would have cried that it was a dirty hit.
If it wasn't Vontez Burfict,
Yes.
you're saying. I think that's fair. I think they probably would have said it was helmet to helmet, maybe threw on a 15-yarder, but they wouldn't have thrown him out of the game. So his history matters. Does it matter, or should it matter to the NFL to go from, what was he suspended last year, 4 games?
I think so. Let me check.
Okay, but to go from that to suspend a man for the remainder of the year, and some people are saying he should never play the game again. Goes to you. Do you buy into that he should never play football again?
Never again.
That's what people are saying. There are people that are saying he should be kicked out of the game. Chat room, what are your thoughts? Matt Barraz, you still out there? Ghost. Drunk Falcon, you still out there? Do you think, Jewel, what's up? Call in 646-233-1302. I want to know what your thoughts are on it, because what they're trying to do to me is, I mean, when are they going to start playing two-hand touch, Ghost? This is football. It's a violent game.
Can't.
It's a collision sport.
He's been suspended 3 times in his 7-year career.
Okay.
And I guess one was for PEDs.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get the exact reasons why, but I just he also been in 3 games for a hit to a defensive player in 2017, and 3 more for a previous season for multiple violations of the player safety rules.
I mean, is this just the NFL?
So you go from 3 to 12.
Right. Well, you know he's going to appeal it.
He's going to appeal.
Do you think the NFL will reduce it?
Yes.
To what? 6, 8? What's fair in the situation?
I think you double it. 8, maybe 10.
10? If you go 10, you might as well keep it at the rest of the game, rest of the season. 10's not a significant
but
reduction.
You're still coming and you can get your two game salary, 2 game paycheck, and then plus if you look at how PEDs work, what is it? 2, 4.
No, I thought it was 4 automatically.
No, it depends on how many times you got failed. How many times I'm talking about like if you got caught smoking marijuana. It depends on how many times you got caught.
Okay,
I think it goes
so the marijuana policy is not the same.
Remember the first one with Bell and Blunt? I think it was 2 games. That was before Blunt.
That was a marijuana?
Yeah, that's when Blunt got
Now, is
stopped.
marijuana considered a PED?
No.
Okay. I'm just trying to parse it out in my head.
PEDs are different. I think
Right.
PEDs is 4.
Okay, that's what I was
then
thinking.
I think it might. The next one might be what, 8?
For what?
PEDs.
Oh, is that what it is? It goes 4, 8.
I think it was 4. Yeah, I look at the seats, but I think if you get suspended a couple times, it should just double. It should double and increase. So I can say if they appeal it, I think anywhere between 8 and 10 games is probably where they'll go.
I don't like. I think 10's too high. I think if he's only what the maximum he's had was what, 3 you said?
Yeah.
I think you go 6 and you leave it at that.
But he's also been fined multiple times. So, I mean, if you really want to stop people from doing it and stuff, then yeah, you can go. I would be okay with 6 to 8, but I could see the NFL going 8 to 10.
Are they just? I mean, are we trying to? We talked off air.
They're
before
trying
the
to
show.
make examples of something that you can't stop.
Right. This is football. It's a violent game, and I know they want to keep keep mothers having their kids play the game. It's a violent game.
And FYI, I don't care what helmet you got on. If you can get a concussion regardless.
It says on the helmet.
Because concussions, like the helmet doesn't stop your brain from moving inside your head.
Exactly. And it says on the helmet, Nathan, former tight end for the Broncos, Nathaniel, I want to say is Jones, but he was a tight end for the Broncos. He put something on Twitter that was really interesting. He writes for, I think it's Bleacher Report or whatever, but I read the article. He said on every helmet, it tells you no helmet can prevent head injuries.
No. It can prevent you cracking your head open. Because your head is not going to be hitting against the ground. So you're not going to crack your head open.
Right.
You might not get a knot on your head, but it's not going to be able to stop.
It just basically keeps your skull from cracking.
It's not going to stop a concussion because concussion is that your brain moves.
Moving inside of your head.
You can trip and fall in your house and not hit your head, but you can get a concussion because it all depends on how you stop.
Really?
Because when you're moving in a direction, your whole body's moving in that direction.
Right.
When you come to an abrupt stop,
right,
just because your body comes to an abrupt stop doesn't mean everything else in your inside stops because there's nothing holding it.
Okay.
So your brain is sitting there on a stem in the liquid.
Right.
And it just moves. That's why you have a car accident. You might not hit your head, but you can get a concussion.
I didn't know that. I was not aware of that. I thought you had to actually hit something.
No, it all depends on how, if you're going fast enough and your body stops like this, your brain is still going to move. And a concussion is basically just your brain hitting against the inside of your skull.
Well,
and it's little bruises on your brain.
Do you think that if they removed, because people have talked about taking a face mask off and going back to the old
go
school.
ahead, do that. Yeah.
But don't you think that would prevent
Nope.
Prevent guys from leading with their helmet?
Yeah, but you know how many people are going to get hit in the face with their hands, hit in the face with balls.
This is football.
So it's going to be, you can do it if you want. Now you're going to have more eye injuries. So what are you talking about now?
I mean, I don't know. I just think
whatever you do, you're going to have something that's going to come up.
I'm sick of the whole thing with, trying to make a safe cigarette. Cigarettes are not safe. They cause cancer. Football is not safe. It causes bodily harm.
And if you actually do research, football isn't the number one sport for concussions.
What is?
Soccer.
Well, because of headers?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But as far as when they start looking at the numbers of cases, since football has so many more players and so many, it's so more widely played here.
Okay.
That the number of cases are higher. So it just seems like it's more. But when you actually break down the percentages, soccer, and I believe women's soccer is the highest one and hockey has a high number of concussions, yes.
Hockey wouldn't surprise me.
I will give you the numbers.
Hockey would not surprise me that they suffer from a lot of concussions because, I mean, that's another violent sport. Because are we just is the NFL trying to make something that's inherently dangerous, trying to make it safe? And can it be done? Is there such thing as safe for football?
No.
I don't agree. I don't think so either. I think football is a violent sport. I think we love the violence. I think that to deny that we love the violence is just a fraud. I think people want to pretend like, hey, yeah, I'm all for safer football. No, we all like jacked up. We all want to see hard hits. Mm-hmm. We all love those things, and that's what we love about football because there are these men that will go out there and risk their bodies and say, hey, look, I'm willing to put my body on the line and in theory, my life on the line for your entertainment. Now, you got to pay me large sums of money to do it, but that's why we enjoy it. I watched this thing on Football Ghost about it was the development of football, and it started back when they were talking about, and you're going to love this, and don't start with me, when they were talking about the first football game between Princeton and Rutgers. But they talked about how football was this elitist sport, Ghost, and how it was played in Ivy League colleges. It was played to toughen men up. That was the goal of football. So they wanted to make it tough. And then it got to be too violent, so they had to reel it back in. And, then they started saying, wait a minute, we don't want our elite people playing this game. Now we have to go get other players. And then they went into the whole, when SEC schools wouldn't let black players play, and then how, then integration sort of diminished historically black colleges and universities, athletic programs. And who was it? Jamel Hill wrote an article, I believe it was in The Athletic, and the question she asked was, what if top black athletes all started going to historically black colleges and universities?
I had talked about that like a couple weeks back.
Now, when I was on Bros Pod, Bill Roden on Sports with Jamal Murphy, friend of the show, that's what Bill said. Bill made mention of that. He said, what would happen if a player like Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, if they didn't go to the Kentuckys or the Dukes and they went to the Morgan States or the Howard Universities or Jackson States?
Yeah, it would bring a lot more attention.
That would change a lot in the landscape of sports, Ghost. And bring a lot more notoriety to those smaller schools.
Right.
And I thought that was an interesting question to say, hey, look, and she flat out said that young black athletes should stop going to these colleges. Now, Ghost, when we come back after the break, I want to talk.
I did a little study of the complete concussion management.
Okay.
It says, according to a recent systematic review examining the concussion rate in team sports, men's rugby was found to have the highest incident of concussions in both match and practice. And then they also go through how they came up with this, like the number of players on a team, two teams, and they go through a whole background. It says men's tackle football came in second, and women's hockey came in third, according to this one.
Wait, so it's rugby,
American football, men's American football, women's ice hockey, women's soccer.
Wow.
Men's football or soccer. Then during practice, it was men's rugby, women's ice hockey, men's American football, women's football or soccer, men's ice hockey, men's football or soccer.
Isn't rugby just a football without equipment?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Like, you ever watch Australian rules football?
It's rugged. You got to play rough.
Yeah.
We had a rugby team in my college.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you play?
No.
Oh.
No. I ain't going out there to prove how tough I am. You be slamming into me. Right?
You ever watch Australian rules football?
Oh, no, you got to be tough. That's why you think you got to wear all that pad and you ain't tough.
That's what I'm saying. They make American football play like pads.
Oh, yeah, no. They
what
hit.
You mean pads?
And they hit, too.
And they hit.
Yeah.
No helmet. Some of them have that little soft type helmet now that they wear. But, I mean, when I watch that, I'm like, okay, this is real football.
Yeah.
This is what football should be. Guys running into each other hard as all get out. And I'm talking big dudes. And you see their legs, man? Them dudes are tree trunks.
Then you got to get in the scrum, or what do they call it? With a ball.
Yeah, with the scrum. When they get in there.
You got to try to fight and get into it.
What's that, the haka they do? We got to play the haka when we come back after the break. Also, I want to talk about NCAA, college sports, man. I wish Knocker was available. He could give us a call because I want to hear his thoughts in California, the new pay-to-play rule that was just signed into law by the governor of California. Wait, hold on. We're going to come back after the break. We got to do the tease, Ghost. And we'll come back 2 minutes, and we'll talk college sports, and then we'll finish up with next week's games. All right. In the game, BKS1, keep it locked.
Feel the rain crashing down all around. this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home is just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Pointing, blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
It's official. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed SB 206 on LeBron James' shot, meaning for the first time, California colleges will have to pay student athletes for the use of their name, likeness, and image.
All right, welcome back. WBKS1.com in the game. O-Dog here in the middle. Captain's chair to my left, he is.
Short Fuse, a.k.a. the Ghost.
Short Fuse, a.k.a. the Ghost, is in the building. I want to talk about this California Fair Play Act. Oh, wait a minute. I got to turn some stuff down. I got a bunch of stuff going on. Hold on. Where are we at? Where the hell am I, Ghost? Oh, there it is. I know. I got it. All right. It's live radio, folks. What can I tell you? California enacted a law, Ghost. It's called the Fair Pay. What is it called? The Fair Pay to Play Act,
which should have been enacted a long time ago.
A law that would end NCAA amateurism as we know it. As explained below, there are important caveats that muddle the act's potential impact. Basically, the gist of it is that
players can get paid for their likeness,
for the image and likeness, and let's say if they want to do an autograph show.
Mm-hmm.
If a local car dealership wants to have them represent them in a commercial, they can get paid for it.
Right.
Any other events that might generate revenue for a California athlete.
Which I don't know why colleges, the NCAA is so upset about this. You're making billions off of these kids, off of these young men's back. And to say I can't use my likeness, I couldn't even. Zion couldn't even go put a website up with his name.
Remember there was
even have it was a kicker,
right?
Who
That's
got
what I was
kicked,
just
who
gonna
couldn't
say.
play because he had a YouTube channel teaching people how to kick field goals,
right?
And he put his trick kicks up there, so he monetized. He couldn't play because he had a monetized YouTube account,
which makes no damn sense.
So you can't. You can put their faces on tickets. You can sell jerseys with their names on the back.
Yep.
And you don't want them to get paid for their likeness.
Gavin Newsom is the governor. Now, here's something that I found interesting.
But another thing, he's not the only one.
Who's not the only
one? There's a senator or congressman in North Carolina. I gotta look at the name.
Okay,
he's working on passing a bill about college kids being able to use their likeness and getting paid. And then, because this one in California don't start until 2023.
2023, right?
2023, and then
so that's almost. I mean, we're talking about 4 years.
You're giving the NCAA time to come up with a system, and the system's been going on long enough. Like, you're getting tons of money. You benefited for
years and years.
You mean to tell me you can't figure out
right
how to get how these kids can just say, you know what? You can make money off your likeness.
Right.
Then it's not saying that we're giving you money off a ticket sale.
Right.
Now it's just on you.
Right.
You
go generate. Right.
You're still keeping the jersey sales, the ticket sales, everything. You're
it's
keeping
they
lion's
want
share.
The crazy thing is they want to keep
everything.
They want everything. They don't want the kids to get anything.
No.
Did you hear what Tim Tebow was saying?
Oh man.
He sounded so ridiculous to me, Ghost. I was like, wait, what?
Somebody
Tim,
actually, I mean,
Tim,
yeah.
I was like, you really, I like Tim Tebow.
It ruins the experience of, what?
Yeah, it ruins the college experience. You take it from a me to a we. Hold on. Let's see if we get a little bit of it. Hold on.
So it's a slippery slope, and the athletes won't be as exploited anymore, as though boosters aren't.
This is from First Take.
Incentivizing people to do it, but behind closed
Listen to
doors?
Tim Tebow's
I
comments.
don't understand what the problem is. Why can't they make profit off their likeness?
Well, then it just becomes the NFL. Now it's just who has the most money, who's going to pay them the most, and I think you take a lot of the authenticity and the realness in college football away.
The what?
And are there people doing things that are illegal? Of course, but we're not going to set the standard for the people that are doing it the wrong way. We're going to set the standard for the people that are doing it the right way. And of course, there's people that are going to try to go around and sneak and cheat, and that's been happening in college football. That's why we have to punish them. That's why we have rules. Are we going to follow the rules? And if we do it the right way, then college football is going to still be the best game in the U.S. because people are passionate about it, and they love it. Look at the ratings. People care about it. And I think if you start paying people, I think it changes the authenticity and the realness and the passion of college.
Ghost, your thoughts?
He is so far off base.
I agree.
You're not paying it. You're saying that they can use their likeness.
Right.
Like every other college kid, every other kid in college, they can set up a YouTube channel. They can set up their own webpage. They can go out and get a job. They can use their likeness to make money. You're not paying them, and he's saying it'll be an unfair playing field or something like that. As is, you have these certain universities that got $5, $6, $7 million locker rooms and sports facilities, enticing athletes to come there. So if you wanted to be this all fair play and we're going to it's about the game, Nick Saban's making $8 million a coach?
$8 million a year, I think. He's the highest paid state employee in the state of Alabama. They were talking, I was driving here, I was listening to
So
ESPN.
are people going to the games to see Nick Saban play? Or are they going to see Tua?
Well, Nick Saban doesn't play, so.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going any coach. Are people going to the Duke game because Krzyzewski's coaching?
Well, I'm going to say in small part, yes. In large part, no.
No, because if the team wins and is talented, I don't care who's sitting there on that side.
Well, that's true. That's true. I will give you that. Nobody cares if John Calipari in Kentucky. They don't care if John Calipari's coaching.
They're interchangeable.
Tubby Smith. They care
Win.
if they win.
If you win, players are going to see the talent on the floor.
Right. Well, and I think Tim Tebow's way off. I think he sounds really naive. And
He sounds like somebody who's just not playing, who's made his money,
right,
and he's okay with it.
And again, it's not the schools that are going to be paying them. It's saying you can, like any other college student, you can go out and get a job.
Yes,
that's basically what they're saying, right?
Well, and then let's stop with this utopia that college football is supposed to be right now.
Yeah, really.
The kids some of these kids are already getting paid from colleges. Let's just be honest. All these big schools are breaking the rules as it is. So we don't want you to make no money at this other school because we want to be able to offer you more money to come here than you could possibly make. Like, come on, man.
It's crazy that...
You know he sounds like?
Who?
He sounds like, well, I couldn't do it. So I don't want anybody to do
else.
it. It's almost like you hear people talk about now you hear like the politicians saying, we want to have student loan forgiveness.
Right.
I work with somebody who said, when I went to school, you knew exactly what you were signing up for.
Oh, stop.
So you know how much you had to pay back, and you sign up for it, and you just have to pay it back. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, so because you had to go through this,
right?
And you're still paying your student loan,
right? Nobody
30
else
years
should,
down, 20 years down the line,
right?
That everybody else should. Now, I was fortunate enough where I didn't have any student loan.
Right.
My father paid for my school. I didn't have any student loan debt. I still think it's unfair that people should be 20, 25 years down the road
saddled,
still paying for
absolutely
a college education.
Because what people don't realize with that goes
like give it
also,
give it an interest-free loan.
Is the other thing about that is that if somebody's paying down student loans, then guess what they can't do? They
put
can't
money
buy a
into the
house,
economy.
They can't buy a car.
They're not adding to the economy.
They're not adding to the economy. They're not keeping the economy growing,
Mm-hmm.
as they say. So you're right. It's not just about forgiveness for that one person. It helps the overall economy, which people don't think about because people are selfish and they want to say, "Oh man, I
had to
you
do
know
it.
You know what you were doing. You know what you signed up for."
That's like your parents from Charlie. I had to do it when I was going to school. I had to walk 10 miles. What do you need?
Uphill both ways.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works, man. You should want better.
Right. You should. You should want better. You should want things to say, well, look, I had to be saddled with debt. I don't want other people to have that burden.
I don't want my kid to be. Like, if I had a kid, I would be like, yo, I had to do this. Why would I want him to go through
Absolutely. Absolutely. You try to do better. You know better, you do better.
FYI, it's not hard to have free college education for kids either, because you can have state schools that could be free college education. Just run it like you run the public school system. And then you have your private schools. If somebody wants to pay extra, yeah, of course you can go pay for schooling. But you have an option.
Yeah, I think the whole thing
which
is
most
ridiculous.
European countries have, but we're one of the few that just still everything's corporations here.
Yeah, it's all big business. And this is what it comes down to bring it back full circle. This is about big business. So one of the things I found interesting about this thing, is that he signed this law. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, signed the Fair Pay to Play Act with LeBron James and Maverick Carter on LeBron's show, The Shop.
Oh, wow.
How do you feel about that? Because here it is. Hold on.
I mean, I think that LeBron is
to be able to have moments like this where we got the governor of California signing a bill to allow
because LeBron's been so
athletes
outspoken about it.
Let's do it, man.
But he signs it on his show.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that speaks to the power of LeBron.
We all live in was built on the principle of capitalism. I mean,
If you look at him, LeBron has been outspoken about this issue.
Yes. Even though he didn't play college basketball,
Mm-hmm.
he understands the exploitive nature of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I have a love and a hate for college sports.
Listen, I'm the
I
same
love it
way,
because I
man.
like watching the young men play. Cause you see
Right.
the passion. You want to see them do well. You want to see the next future stars. You want to watch them come up. But then you look at it and say, man, they're making so much money off of them, and they can't, like, I don't care about the, like, you can't even use your likeness.
Right.
So you basically own me for however many years I go here.
And the crazy thing is, like, you know, one of the big, you remember, obviously, because we're old enough to remember the Fab Five. You know, I still have a pair of old University of Michigan basketball shorts.
Nobody wearing that before them.
Nobody. I didn't even know what University of Michigan
wore
was, to be honest.
the shorts, so they took long shorts.
Yeah, long
the black
shorts down
sock,
to my knees.
like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, they changed. And
So they got. I remember.
And I also think if you do have the pay for the Pay for Play Act,
Mm-hmm.
you have less people accepting money from, say, boosters or outside if they're going to be making some money.
You could make that's not a
so if you came
point.
up with a way to pay the players, you would actually eliminate some of the corruption because people have money in there. Now, will it eliminate all the corruption? No, of course, because that's almost impossible. There's always going to be somebody who's going to want more and take more. But you would eliminate it if the people had something in their pocket.
Mhm.
And I remember I came up with this. This goes back to what last year we were talking about this, and I said you can have a interest bearing account where you can give them a percentage of the jersey. Like when I said, when Johnny Manziel was going to Texas A&M, wasn't nobody buying a number 2 jersey for Texas A&M?
No,
they're buying it for Johnny Manziel.
Absolutely.
So if you have a star player or somebody buying that player's jersey, you don't have to be a star player; it could be across the board.
Mm-hmm.
You take a percentage of that jersey sale, whatever percent you want it to be. You put it into an interest-bearing account that they can't get until they leave school.
Right.
If they stay 4 years, interest-bearing account for that 4 years. Or you can even work out where X percentage goes into account, X percentage you can take out.
I agree.
And you can set it up that way where they're still getting paid, but it's not, you're giving somebody $100,000 in their hands, because I don't know if any kid that 20 years old, you give them $100,000 is going to be able to handle it.
Well, the next thing that's going to happen is, the NCAA said it would no longer allow California colleges to participate in national championships.
Cool, they have their own.
And obviously, if California has done it, California is one of the largest states in this country. They are leading the way, and you have to presume that when other states see this, they're going to do the same thing and say, well, we got to stay on par because...
Okay, and say you hurt yourself.
Right. No, I agree with you. And I think it's the right way to go. I think other states are going to sign in laws that and probably dismantle the NCAA, which is, what is this?
So what you going to do with the Rose Bowl?
What does the NCAA do?
You're just going to not play the Rose Bowl anymore?
Well, yeah, right? Where would you put the Rose Bowl, right?
They ain't going to be saying.
Pasadena, right? Because apparently, if they're no longer part of the NCAA, then I guess you'd have to take 2 California schools. And the Rose Bowl ain't going nowhere.
No.
Now, whether it's a sanctioned event by the NCAA would be different.
But it'd still be on.
It'd still be on
they
TV.
They can run it themselves.
Yeah, you can run it yourself. And see, that's what they're afraid of. I think, Mark Emmert is the most disingenuous person I've ever seen or heard speak, with the exception of this prosecutor, Doug Evans, down in Mississippi. But that's another story for another day. I digress. From a podcast I'm listening to called In the Dark. So if you want to listen to some riveting stuff, In the Dark podcast from APM Media. Racism is alive and well in this country and continues to grow. But you systemic racism that, it was just ruled by the Supreme Court that this prosecutor, for the third time, had been excluding black jurors from the jury in a murder trial of a black man who was accused of killing, put on trial for killing 3 white people and 1 black person. And the prosecutor, in every trial, he's tried him 6 times, Ghost. In every trial, he uses his preemptory strikes to strike black jurors from the jury. The Mississippi Supreme Court has found him in violation of the Constitution twice, and now the U.S. Supreme Court. And this man, and there's no recourse. Nobody.
But he tried.
He hasn't been disbarred. He hasn't, and he's been found.
They tried the guy 6 times for these murders?
No, he, as the prosecutor, district attorney, has tried him 6 times for the same murder.
And he hasn't
3 of the trials have gotten thrown out because of his violating the Constitution. 2 of them, I think the other 3 got hung juries because they ran out of strikes, so there was 1 black juror, and he had the black juror arrested.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean... as a black person that racism exists, and I'm sure as white people racism exists well too, but when you hear it in this way in Mississippi, it's like, it's Mississippi. It's Mississippi. So, but it's a crazy podcast. If you got some time, it's called In the Dark on APM Media. It was they just got overturned this year.
That's the craziest thing, man. It's that your life can turn
on somebody's racism,
somebody else's beliefs.
Yes.
Or ignorance.
Yes.
And your whole life is just done.
The man's been in jail for 21 years, going back and forth on death row, off death row, on death row, off death row. And this prosecutor said, well, there's no doubt in my mind that we have the right man. Well, if you listen to the podcast, you'll see there should be some doubt because there should be another suspect. But it was amazing. I like to binge listen to stuff like that. And I couldn't stop. I was up at 2 a.m. the other morning in my bed, laying next to my wife, listening to it because I'm like, all right, I got to see what happens next. I have to. I can't put it down. It was that riveting. But anyway, I digress. We get back to sports. So how soon do you think other states would start enacting laws like this? I mean, you
Within
got
the next couple of years.
Yeah, I would say within the
Like
next
I said,
couple
there
of
was
years.
one of them being drafted already, and I forget. I gotta find out what state it is.
Okay, now here's something interesting, though. It said the act itself is also vulnerable to legal challenge. The NCAA or a California college can plausibly argue that the act would violate Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution. This part of the Constitution refers to the exclusive power of Congress to regulate interstate commerce. Although the scope of interstate commerce has triggered differing opinions over the last 230 years, the contemporary view is that numerous kinds of activities constitute commercial actions. Sale and distribution of pharmaceutical drugs, phone calls, healthcare, blah, blah, blah. Transportation, broadcast, should any of these activities cross state lines, would qualify as interstate commerce. So they're saying they could challenge it based on constitutional law, as only the Congress can regulate interstate commerce. So this is going to be an interesting legal battle.
I'm telling you, the governor, Gavin Newsom, also predicted that 5 other states, including New York and Florida, will soon pass similar legislation so student athletes can be compensated for their abilities and likeness.
My guess
2 lawmakers in South Carolina have already announced plans to do so. So now you're starting to...
You see the trend.
Yeah, and like I say, New York started one. It says New York Senator Kevin Parker introduced a bill that mirrors California's legislation. Senate Bill S6722A, if passed as currently written, would require New York colleges to share 15% of their annual athletics revenue with student athletes.
Wow.
The New York College Athletic Participation Compensation Act would also establish an injured athlete fund to help students who suffer career-ending injuries have income after graduation.
Now that's interesting. That's taking it to another level.
That's what I said. You give them a certain percentage to the players.
Yeah. Now, in New York, college athletics, I guess you think about the Syracuse basketball program. We don't, in the tri-state area, college athletics is not really that big of a thing as it is, say, in like the South. No, I was just going to say, like, I'd love to see a law like that in place in Alabama. And so you got the Auburns, the SECs in Georgia, where you have University of Georgia.
Wow.
Like you said, South Carolina, where you have Clemson. That's where I want to see it. Because then you start affecting big time Texas.
It's going to start to trickle down.
Right.
And once everybody, because you're not going to be the one state, because all of a sudden players going to be like,
I ain't going over there. Yeah. Why would I play there?
I'll go to Syracuse.
Right.
I'll go to the University of Buffalo.
Absolutely.
I'm going to find me a D1 school in this state.
Yep.
And I'll go there.
It changes the landscape of college sports as we know it, and I love it.
And my thing is that in NCAA basketball, you're forcing these young men, or kids at the time, to go to school for 1 year. Where in the past, they can go straight from high school. If they're going to get drafted, they can go to the NBA. So you're telling me you can't go work in your profession. You have to go here for 1 year. Even though I know you don't really want to be here, so you're not going to go to class. You're going to get your grades just good enough so you can play for that season, because we know you're going in 1 year. You're only doing that so you could benefit off me being here at your college campus. So then for you to say, I can't use my likeness, you can't. That's just not right.
It's un-American.
But you know what this is going to happen? Is that the NCAA can say, oh, you know what, California schools, you guys aren't going to be allowed to play in the NCAA tournaments. You know what you're going to have?
What's that?
Star players are going to be like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're going to go out there. We're going to go out there. We're going to get paid.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to use our likeness to make money. And we're going in a year anyway. So what do we care whether we play in the NCAA tournament? And if we're talking football, if I'm one of the top players, I don't care about a bowl anyway. I might not play in it. I'm saving myself.
It's so dynamic and so many things that are going on. I love it. I think it's about way past due.
Because it doesn't mean that I can't play. You're just saying I can't play in like postseason in the bowls.
Right.
Doesn't mean I can't play the regular season. So my regular games are still going to be seen.
Absolutely.
So I could still put myself out there and be seen without playing a bowl game. And
the thing about it is, see, that's the one. I remember asking this question like last year sometime. I get we all love sports, but inherently winning a national championship is this mythical title that only means something because we say it does.
Drunk Falcon said, "Yo, your niece said what's up, Unc."
Oh, what's up? shout out to the Atlanta crew. Drunk Falcon, you care to call in and explain what's going on down there in Atlanta, because we got some issues with your team, man. But the thing about it, I love the change. I love progress. I'm all players all the time. Even when players screw up, I'm still probably going to support them unless it's something like a crime. But I think these players, Antonio Brown did what he did, whether you like it or not. But when the NFL starts treating players as partners in a relationship and it's fair and equitable, then I'll believe it. Money doesn't mean everything. And you saw that. There are some players who is
Well,
it?
you know, they say he's going to get his money.
Oh, they say he's going to get it?
No, he might not get it like now. But
but he's going to get it.
They're going to end up getting his
Okay.
money.
That's
'Cause
good.
You can't weasel word around it. You signed the guaranteed money, so you get that money.
And goes, what is that? Like, first it was guaranteed, then it's not guaranteed. It's guaranteed if he's on the roster.
They were saying legally he's going to get. They're going to run him through the ringer, but he's entitled to something.
Now we talking about the $9 million from the Patriots or the $30 million from the Raiders?
From the Patriots.
Okay. I mean, he said he's not broke. I hope. I wish him
my
well.
thing is this: he said in March,
yes,
he could walk away from football.
I don't need football.
I don't need football.
That's what he
When
said.
somebody tells you that,
They
you
don't care.
gotta believe that they're going to do whatever they want
Absolutely.
to do, and they're not going to be pressured to do whatever. If they don't want to be there, they don't want to do something, they're not going to do it because he said, "I don't need football."
That's the thing that people don't.
Now, do I agree with some of his antics? I'm not here to judge anybody.
But see, that's the part.
I'm not in anybody's mental state. I don't know what's going on, what the whole deal is. But if you hire somebody or you sign up with somebody and they say, and that's what comes out of their mouth, I don't need to be here.
Right.
I can leave anytime I want.
Right.
Well, as an employer, your hands are kind of tied. I mean, and this goes outside of football. This is if you hire somebody to work at your pharmaceutical company, at your law firm, at your fast food restaurant. Somebody, look, I don't need to be here.
Right.
I can leave right now, and
Here
I'm
his
good.
comments right here goes.
I don't even need the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to prove nothing to anyone. If they want to play, they're gonna play by my rules. If not, I don't need to play.
You want the game now?
I don't. I mean, obviously, I want the game, but I don't need the game. It's a different. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to play for no one. Like, I'm happy. You see this? It's paid off cash. I don't owe no one. I'm a millionaire, bro. I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I don't have to prove no one anything. You know what I mean? Like, I never quit and miss a game ever. I check my record. They know my background. But that's what the NFL is an organization. Organizations can create narratives and lower your value based on your position. But you can't lower my value. I'm Antonio Brown. I come from somewhere. I stand for something. I showed you. You know what I mean? If someone don't believe that, perfect. Don't call me. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm perfectly fine walking away fully healthy or whatever.
And see, that's the thing that I love. He told you right there, I don't need this game. You either going to do it the way I want to do it or we don't have to get down. And I think, like, the crazy thing is
if I
people...
own the company,
yeah,
and my employee sat there and said, "I don't need to be
I'd be
here,"
like, Mr. Brown, it was nice meeting you.
We're gonna just end this right now.
Right.
This is... You have the upper hand.
Right. And see, that's what people don't like.
I don't, because this is like, you can walk, I can't depend, I don't know whether I can depend on you to come to work tomorrow because you don't need this.
Right. And see, that's what I don't think people like about Antonio Brown, is he's basically giving the NFL, listen, man, F you. I don't need y'all mugs. I got money.
And then he wants to try to hold them to what they're supposed to do.
And I do agree with him what he said. When the NFL is an organization, they try to create a narrative. The media will create a narrative.
Come on, man.
They did the same thing to T.O. They made T.O. look like a crazy man. Now, granted, T.O. had his antics, but T.O. never missed a game.
Who was the agent?
Went out there. Drew Rosenhaus. All right, folks, we take a quick break on that note. I think that's where we stop. We'll be right back after this break. Drunk Falcon.
Yo.
Hold on. We're going to come back after the break, all right? Hold on.
Oh, y'all on break? God, okay.
Yeah, hold on. You ready, Mike? I'm coming back. Mike.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was
All
on
right,
mute.
all right, cool. All right, let's do it. You ready to go? All right. Welcome back in the game, WBKS1.com. O-Dog in the house, Ghost in the house. Ghost, I was watching. One of my boys sent me this clip of this dude. I guess he was on a college campus, and it was like a party, right? Let me see if I can find it. And what happened was, I guess, you know how you can't have open containers of alcohol. And wait a minute. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. What the heck is that? It was on Barstool Sports. So I guess he was hanging out and drinking, And what happens is sometimes you step over a line. I know down the Jersey Shore they have very strict rules. Like if you step, you can drink on your grass.
You can't drink on public property.
But if you step on that sidewalk,
yeah, you can't drink on public property.
I've had plenty of boys that have gotten $500 tickets.
I mean, that's really anywhere.
But just literally, you take one step on the ground and cops will be all over you. It's kind of crazy. But so in this one, hold on, let me see. There it is. Let me send it to myself. The whole crowd started giving him money. Right in front of the cop as the cop is writing the ticket. It's hilarious because the cop's sitting there like, wait a minute. And they just running over like college kids acting stupid, doing what college kids do. It was pretty funny. Let me play it for you real quick. You can see it.
I mean, cop don't care. All he wanted the money.
Yeah, he don't care.
He don't care who give you the money.
Yeah, he don't care. He's like, whatever, yo. I don't care. But anyway, all right, folks. We got a phone call during the break. It's the one, the only, Drunk Falcon. Well, sir, how are you?
Good fellas, how y'all doing, man?
All right, man.
At 3-1, we're doing quite fine. Now, you, on the other hand, I mean, I know you had higher expectations.
That was a nice little shot right there. I like that. You get shot up, you get posted up for the three. You take it, don't you, old dog? I feel you, brother. I feel you.
Mike, what is going on with the damn Atlanta Falcons? Talk to me, brother.
Look, it's a lot going on. As
none of it good.
As you can see from Ghost, let me take you back, Ghost. This past Sunday, I got with my brothers, and we had a little video conference.
Oh, yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Watching the game. It was beautiful.
It was very well-connected. A brother moment watching football. Yeah, yeah. I enjoyed that.
Talk football. So they happen to be, we talking while my birds are playing. So...
Now, both of us, the gentlemen that we're talking about, we're fine football gentlemen, fans of the Dallas Cowboys. So, we obviously know a little bit about football.
Okay.
We tried to offer Drunk Falcon a temporary application to be a Cowboys fan. He declined.
Oh, yes. We'll always be a bird, even though, as you can see, what I have to go through every Sunday when they do stupid stuff like they do.
Falcons going Falcon. Falcons go Falcon.
How do you, Marcus Mariota had 3 touchdowns.
Okay, this is the main thing with my team. I am so tired of us dealing with teams who go through all their problems. Marcus Mariota got sacked 9 times by the Jaguars the week before. Had that man running for his life.
Yeah.
Like he stole money from him. He owed them boys money.
Like, do y'all have injuries?
As soon as he get hit, he look like Aaron Rodgers. I said, okay. I'm trying to figure out some things. I'm not a real religious man, but I'm trying to talk to the universe, and I'm asking for favors. Trying to cash in my chips right now. I can't. If we go down here and lose to the Houston Texans, man, you really gonna need to come down here and check on your boy.
Mike, how long ago was it?
I'm late,
Talk to me seriously. Let's be serious for a minute. How long ago was it? This was a Super Bowl team. What is it? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
2015.
So we're talking 4 years ago. This was a Super Bowl team. What has gone wrong? Give me the short version.
Basically, what's going on, really, and I hate to say it, but it's the coaching.
Is it time for a coaching change?
It's really the coaching, because what Dan Quinn is saying is not being received. Okay, you can't. Okay, in 2000, when we went to the Super Bowl, Emmanuel was, I believe that was the guy's name. He was running the defense. Oh no, Richard Smith was running the defense. So during half the year, Quinn took over. They fired him. Quinn took over. Yada yada yada. We went to the Super Bowl, lost, bam bam. So you fast forward up to this year. Quinn is trying to see. For one thing, I think Quinn is trying to eat. He got too big of a plate. He can't handle all this food he's doing. He's trying to run the defense. He's trying to be a head coach. He got Dirk Cutter up there, who, for some reason, last year when he was with Tampa, they were the number 3 offense in the league, and now he gets here with better weapons, and we can't do anything. We've been outscored in the first 4 games, 72 points to 10.
I was about to say that. I think it's your offense coordinator.
And that's just in the first half.
What?
That's I'm saying it's a combination of both. It's a combination of both.
I mean, Matt Ryan's not helping you. No touchdowns. What's going on there?
No,
this is a former MVP. You're paying him what, $20-some-odd million?
You got 150, but who's counting?
I mean, they ain't got the running game ain't working.
The running game is not working. Matty, he is throughout these games. It's not to the second half that they try to rally and do something. They go to the locker room, they come back out, then they look like a whole different team. The thing, what we are getting pissed about, and we're like, okay, what's the problem? Is that you let yourself get into a hole that you can't get out of.
24-10 to the Falcons is unacceptable, Mike. I'm just going to leave you with this before we let you go. I'm going to have to remind you that just a mere 4 years ago, you were up 25 points in the Super Bowl.
I love y'all, brothers. You know, it's been good talking to y'all, man. Love the show. You know, I'm going to continue supporting, continue watching. That was a real unnecessary stab I took right there. You know, it's okay. It's okay.
Thank you, Michael.
I got that wound sewed up. You know, it's stitched up, it healed up real well. But cats still want to take shots. I see y'all. Y'all keep the guns on low. Y'all keep the clips, keep one in the chamber, don't you?
You know what I think really happens with teams is that it's not the starters that you let leave that actually hurt the team. It's always like the secondary players,
the role players.
Like you let Tevin Coleman leave. Shanahan, you let wasn't the offensive coordinator in the Super Bowl. He's gone. It's just like the little.
But the thing with Shanahan, he wanted to leave. He was already getting offered
that job, right?
That job out there. So, but then, like a lot of reports are coming out down here that one guy called into the radio station, sports radio station, after this last loss and really laid into it, and he made me think about that. And he said, "Listen, as much as people didn't like Shanahan or what he was doing, Shanahan was the real coach. Because you see, as soon as he left, we've been subpar ever since then.
Yeah. You haven't done anything. I mean, it just goes to show you, Mike, and we talked about Drunk Falcon. It just goes to show you how you really have to capitalize on those opportunities. And I know we're making fun and having fun, but when I would be ticked off because a mere 4 years ago you were 25 points away, and literally 17 minutes away from winning the Super Bowl.
And it's almost like they're running the offense like the Cowboys used to run their offense when they had Dez and everybody.
Yeah,
it's like you expect it now, instead of like putting Julio in a position where he can have advantageous situations for him. It's like you want to line him up and just be like, I know you're the most talented person out there. Go beat that man one-on-one. And it's not, you can't expect that to happen every single time.
Every time.
So it's like
No,
they
you
don't.
can't.
Other teams, like you look at the Patriots offenses, the Rams offense, the Chiefs offense. They have great talent, but they still scheme them open in ways where they stress the defense. And I just don't see that happening with Atlanta's offense right now, which is why I think they have trouble scoring when they get inside the red zone.
But do y'all want to know something that's really pissing me off right now?
Of course, tell me.
Is that you got, what, 1, 2, 3 teams right now. I think it's 3 to 4 with secondary quarterbacks in there.
Yeah.
And they're winning.
Playing and then winning games. Yeah.
And they're winning games.
Yeah.
And we got a quarterback that got paid $150 million. And those teams, bro, I don't understand it. I really want to drive.
What's
going to
happen this week? Give it to me.
Really
Let's talk about this week, and then before I let you go, Mike, you got Houston. I mean, Atlanta going into Houston. Houston's 4.5-point favorites. What do you got? Can Atlanta turn the ship around or begin to turn the cruise ship around?
Listen, you know how they say you get to certain points in the season and say this is a must-win game.
Yes.
This is a must-win game.
I agree.
This is a must-win. Gotta have it. Gotta have every. I don't care how you phrase it. We have to win. We win. We're still basically in there. If we can get everything turned around, we're still basically in there because you got to look like we were looking at it today. Miami, Cincinnati, Jets. Who else? The Broncos. Those are teams that are much further worse off than we are. But we could have been those same teams. When we played Philly, we didn't. We won the game, but we really didn't win that game.
Yeah,
we got
exactly.
Lucky.
You got lucky, but
lucky.
that luck is run out.
Because if Aguilar would have caught that,
Then you're in trouble. You're 0-4, and your season just about over.
That was it. Oh, if we would have went 0-4, Dan Quinn would have got fired yesterday. Oh, what's today? Tuesday. He would have got fired. Yeah, yesterday. He would have got fired Monday morning. They probably would have moved Cutter up in there, and they would have started looking for a new head coach.
All right, my brother. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. Tell me and I said what's up. Give my best to the family.
Yeah, you know.
All right. Tell Uncle said what's up. All right. Shout out to him.
Y'all be easy, man. And I still have to say, for y'all losing to the Aints, that's why.
Listen, we're no happier about that loss than you are about losing the Super Bowl. So you know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Drunk Falcon.
All right,
Have a
Drunk
good night,
Falcon.
man.
Have a great one.
Yet again. All right, my brothers.
Take it easy.
I mean, that just goes to show the nature of this game goes. 4 years ago, they were up 25 on New England. Now they're a 1-4 team. Things change
You got to
in the league.
capitalize. That's why people think, like,
we get them next year.
I mean, that's why everything is huge. That's why the call against the Saints last year was huge.
Absolutely.
Because you don't never know when your team is going to be able to have everything fall right. Because no matter what team you are, you need luck somewhere along. You need a couple of balls to bounce your way. And you never know when that's going to line up perfectly again, unless you're the Patriots.
And you think about the Rams just this weekend. You know, the Rams are in the Super Bowl last year. They're rolling strong. They're 3-0. And then they come out and they get stomped, allowing 55 points to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where everybody thought it was a bad team. And everybody's saying, well, Jameis Winston doesn't have it. And now it just shifts so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and now you got the Rams going into Seattle, 2 3-1 teams. If the Rams lose to Seattle, now they're 3-2. Their season starts to change in a different direction.
With the Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Seattle starts taking, a stronghold on this division. Who you got in that game? Seattle's favored by 1.5 goals. Who you got? You got the Rams winning on the road?
Yeah.
All right, Jacksonville at Carolina. Carolina's favorite. This is the backup quarterback bowl. What is it? What's the quarterback down there?
Allen.
Kyle Allen and Gardner Minshew the second.
Oh, Carolina.
You going with Carolina? I'm taking Jacksonville.
Carolina went into Houston one last week, right?
Who did Carolina beat last week? I'm taking
Carolina beat Houston because Carolina got a good defense.
I'm riding with Gardner Minshew. I don't know. Something I like about that.
If what's the name? And then didn't they just lose last week?
Who's that? Jacksonville?
Yeah.
No, they won 26-24, right? I thought they won 26-24.
Oh, they beat Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, they beat Denver last second. So a lot of shadiness in that game. There was some bad calls late in the game. Tennessee Buffalo's going into Tennessee. Buffalo coming off the close loss against the Patriots. What is it, 16-13?
All depends whether Josh Allen is healthy.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee in that game. New England, 4-0, favored by 15.5 going into Washington. Ghost, would you lay the points 15.5?
No, I'm taking New England.
You taking New England?
Yeah, 15 points.
15 points.
Yeah,
that's 2 touchdowns. That's a lot. You got
Washington lost to the Giants by 3 touchdowns. Who's going to be the starting quarterback?
That's a good question. Let's talk about that. Would you start Haskins or would you start Keenum?
I'm not starting Haskins.
No?
I'm not starting Haskins with an offensive line that can't block. My number 1 receiver's hurt. My number 1 tight end's out. I have no offensive weapons.
Okay.
My line isn't blocking for me. No, I'm not starting Haskins until I at least get some linemen healthy and get my number 1 receiver back. I would start Haskins after the bye week with a new head coach.
With a new head coach, you just kind of threw that in there.
Yeah, no, Gruden's going.
We just kind of slid that in there with a new head coach.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Because he's losing this week against the Patriots.
I like the curveball. I wasn't even looking for. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Now, if I'm running the team, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not putting Haskins in because he's not in a position to succeed. Who's he gonna throw the ball to?
Well, then why did they put him in last week? Why didn't you just let Keenum run it out and just lose the way you lose?
They probably like, the Giants. We're gonna go out there and see what he does. Giants defense, you go almost. Yeah, the defense is not strong because I didn't think they were gonna put him in until after the bye week anyway. I was like, if he's not gonna start him against the Giants, you're definitely not starting him against the Patriots.
All right, so speaking of the Giants, you got Minnesota going into New York, coming down here to New York. Giants, Minnesota's favored by 5.5.
Of course.
At
Minnesota's
home against
defense
the
is
Giants.
tough.
Who you got in that game?
Minnesota.
I'm going to take the Giants plus the points. But straight up to win, are you a believer in Daniel Jones? Have you seen enough to make you believe he's a starting quarterback in the NFL?
I think he's a starting quarterback.
Yeah? I'm still not sold.
I mean, I'm what do you mean do I believe? Where do I put him on the list?
That's a good question.
Like, so no, is he a starting quarterback? Gardner Minshew's a starting quarterback in the NFL right now.
I think Minshew's better than Daniel Jones.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm saying. So, do I believe he's a starting quarterback? Yes, I think he could be a starting quarterback because there's a lot of starting quarterbacks in the league. Do I believe that? Can I say, well, he's the next great quarterback? I don't know.
Do you think the Brewers still leading bottom of the 8th, 3-1 over the Washington Nationals? What was I going to say? Do you think Daniel Jones could potentially be better or is better now than Kirk Cousins?
Better now than Kirk Cousins?
Yeah. Or about the same?
No, I'm not going to say that he played 2 games. No, I'm not going to say that.
But you've seen Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I've seen him over a longer time.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I've seen Kirk Cousins have 2 games, 2 good games.
I don't know. I actually...
You've never seen Kirk Cousins have a good game? I've seen Kirk Cousins have some good games.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big Kirk Cousins
I'm not
guy.
comparing somebody who played 2 games yet to somebody who's been in the league 10 years. I'm not doing it. He played the Bucs defense and the Redskins defense. And he threw 2 interceptions in the Bucs defense. He threw 2 interceptions in the Redskins defense, and he fumbled twice against the Bucs. No.
You like that? You like that?
I'm not saying he's better than the quarterback who's been in the league for that many years. Nope.
You like that? You like that?
And he should have been 1-1 if the Bucs kicker could have made a field goal or made it. Actually, he missed 3 field goals. He missed an extra point and 2 field goals.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's pump the brakes. He looks good because he energized the team. But come on, man. Eli wasn't having a bad start to his year either.
Yeah, I mean, Eli was playing reasonably well. I don't know why they took him out. I mean, I guess you want to get the kids some reps and say, hey, you're going to ride with.
I mean, they had to have a scapegoat.
So you think the Vikings are going to come down to New York and make Daniel Jones look bad?
Yeah, I think they're going to win the game by at least a touchdown because they got the defense is tough, man.
I'm gonna lay the points and take Minnesota because of what you say. Philly and the Jets. Philly's favored by 13 at Philadelphia. I think we know who we're picking on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Jets. I think so. Wait, what'd you say?
I'm not picking Philly for nothing. I don't care if they're favored by 1.
Ghost, you wouldn't really pick the Jets, would
I'm
you?
not picking Philly.
I thought I heard you wrong. I mean, let's take our our hatred and dislike for my hatred and dislike for all things Philadelphia. Do you honestly believe that the Jets could beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a football game?
Yes.
As currently constituted.
Yeah, the Eagles lost to the Lions.
I don't know, man. I can't. It's a 13.5 point spread.
They're not beating by 13 points.
Jets have no quarterback. Is
Their
Bell back?
Defense is okay. Yeah, Bell's not out.
I don't know, man. I can't do that. I have to revisit that. You got Chicago.
And Falk, I believe.
What?
That's the quarterback is Falk.
Luke Falk.
Yeah, I believe. Keep it within 14, Luke.
You're lying. You don't believe that.
Keep it within 14.
You don't believe that at all. And I don't believe you believe it. I believe.
Keep it within 14. Do I think they're gonna beat them straight up? No, but I think they can cover.
Yeah, I think that you could.
I think the Jets can cover the spread. I'm not saying that they're gonna beat them, but they can cover the spread.
All right, Chicago going into Oakland. What do you got?
Chicago.
Because
of their defense.
New Orleans, Tampa Bay going down to New Orleans. That's an interesting game for me. New Orleans at home again.
Yeah, New Orleans is tough in the dome.
Houston, Atlanta. Who do you got?
Houston, because it's in Houston.
Yeah, it's in Houston.
I just can't trust Atlanta, so I see them prove it.
I agree. I'm going to take the Houston Texans. Sorry, Drunk Falcon. Denver at the Chargers.
Denver, I don't trust their offense.
I know who you're taking in the Cowboys game. Green Bay going down to Dallas. Indianapolis Colts, 10.5 dogs to the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you got?
Who?
Kansas City versus Indianapolis at Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Kansas City too. And the Monday night game is Cleveland at San Francisco. San Francisco's a favorite, 3-0. San Francisco, a quiet 3-0. Shockingly.
Who they beat?
Well, then you can say that about the Cowboys.
No, but I'm saying who they beat. They are saying that about the Cowboys.
I know, everybody's saying it.
So that's what I'm saying. Who do they beat?
Let's look and see.
They beat the Bengals, the Steelers.
Okay.
Who else they beat after that?
Bad teams.
I'm
trying to find it.
It's moving slow.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll tell you right now.
Hold on, let's see. Niners. There we go. Niners have beaten the Buccaneers 31-17, Bengals 41-17, and the Steelers 24-20. They're putting up some numbers, man. Defense keeping 3 opponents held under 20, and they've scored 24 points or more in all 3 games. I gotta take the Niners in that game.
Who, against the Browns?
Yeah.
No. Browns got tough defense.
And San Francisco? I'm still not, as much as I thought the Browns were going to be more than they are right now, I'm walking that back a little bit. I need to see a little bit more. If they go out and win on Monday night, by the way, the Browns on Monday night says a lot about what people think. They're a popular team. I'm going to watch that game because I haven't seen the Browns play yet. But San Francisco 3-0.
The Browns played one bad game. That was the first game against the Titans.
What was the score of that game? 43-13? 43-14?
43-13. Then they beat the Jets. Then they lost to the Rams, which was close, 20-13.
Right.
When it had all the defensive backs were hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Then they put 40 up on the Ravens, which nobody saw coming.
That's true. That's another shocker. The Ravens.
And Jarvis Landry had over 100 yards receiving. If they can pull that off.
That's the crazy thing about this
Nick
league.
Chubb ran for 165 yards.
It's a week
Jarvis Landry
league.
had 167. Odell Beckham only had 2 catches for 20 yards.
Wow. All right, let's go through it, guys. First marking period of football is in. We're closing out the show. Let's give out some quick grades. We're going to go team by team. Let's look at the standings. Hold on. Here we go. I'm going to ask you for quick grades. I'm going to give you my quick grades. Patriots, obviously, an A+. The Bills, what are you giving the Bills?
A+.
A+ as well. Jets and Dolphins both get Fs. We agree?
Dolphins for sure because they tanked the team. Jets, because they lost their starting quarterback to mono. So I'll give them a C-.
A C-? That's generous. I would have said a D, but I'm still giving them an F. The Browns and the Ravens, both 2-2. What do you give the Browns?
B.
I'm going to give them a B as well. Baltimore Ravens?
B.
I'm going to give the Ravens a C+ after that performance last week. I think they should have been better. I was expecting more. The Pittsburgh Steelers get a D from me. What about you?
Yeah, Well, no, they get an F. They're still terrible.
Ooh, Bengals?
No,
F?
No, that shit didn't look good when Ben was there. So, no, I'll give him a D.
Listen, it's a little bit different when you're the main receiver. Everybody talk about Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh, we got James Conner. We'll be all
We
right.
don't need nobody. We got our number one.
Yeah, we got our number one. 24-year-old. Yeah, he's all right. Houston, Texas, Colts, Jaguars, all 2-2 with the Titans. What are you giving those teams? AFC South.
I'll give the Colts a B+.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give everybody else a B.
I think that's fair. The Colts losing their starting quarterback and Andrew Luck. I'm going to give them the higher grade of a B+. The Chiefs 4-0, A+.
Mm-hmm.
Oakland Raiders.
B.
I'm going to give the Raiders a B+, slightly higher because they're a little bit better than I thought right now. Chargers, I'm going to give a B-. What say you?
B+.
Okay, and the Broncos.
They did it without Melvin Gordon, out Darwin James. They just keep getting besieged with injuries, and they still doing okay.
All right, how about the Broncos?
F.
Yeah, F.
Because they're just struggling.
Cowboys, I'm giving an A+. They have surprised me pleasantly. Actually, I'm going to give them an A. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give them an A. What about you?
I'll give them an
A. Okay. Eagles?
B.
I'm going to give the Eagles a B. I'm going to give the Giants a B because at 2-2, I did not see them being 2-2. I thought they would be 1-3 at best. What about you?
C.
C. Washington Redskins, F. Okay.
Because the coaching is terrible.
Packers and Bears.
A for the Packers. A for the Bears.
I'm going to give the Packers an A-, and I'm going to give the Bears an A. How about the Lions?
B. Because they should know where they should have tied with the.
I agree. Because of that, I'm going to lower it to a C+. Vikings, I'm giving a C, a solid C. Because the Vikings just bore me. I don't know what that team is yet. What about you?
I'll give them a B.
Saints 3-1 with no Drew Brees.
A.
A as well. Buccaneers.
A B.
I'm going to give them a B as well. Carolina Panthers.
I'll give them a C because I think they could have won a couple. Well, I'm going to C+.
I'm going to go B-. Because losing Cam, I still like that team. And like you said, the defense looks good. I still think they've got some fight in them. Kyle Allen looks better than I think people expected. So I'm going to give them a B- and a hold on that. Atlanta Falcons 1-3.
F.
Wow, you just failed them.
They have too much talent.
I'm going to give them a D. I'm going to give them a D. If they don't show something this week, they'll probably be getting a lower grade. How about the 49ers?
A.
Seahawks?
B.
Rams?
C.
Wow, a C for the Rams? A 3-1.
They just gave it 55 points and they lackadaisical. They didn't really look that great against the Browns.
And the Cardinals?
They got long growing pains. I'll give them a C+.
I'm going to give the Cardinals a D, the Rams a B, the Seahawks a B+, and the 49ers a B. And that's our first marking period grades for the NFL. Ghost, I love doing this show. I had a great night. How about you?
A good night.
Thanks for the callers. Thanks for the chat. Jules C. in chat. Drunk Falcon, Matt Barajas, we appreciate your time. We do not take it for granted. Thanks for checking in with us. And keep it locked. Next Tuesday, we'll be back, God willing. And as we always say, you cannot play the game unless you are in the game. Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock. Keep it locked, folks.
Good night.